So, hello and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about marketing my song using Facebook ads. The song is called Love is a Four-Letter Word. It's the second song I've marketed with Facebook ads. I wanted to give you a bit of a background as to how it's gone over the last week. So if you remember from the first two videos, and by the way, I will stick a link here above and below. You can see the link to the first two videos. And yeah, if you remember back to those, a couple of weeks ago, we used Facebook ads, and this is the result, basically. We've had Release Radar. Now, when I say Release Radar, I mean not the fan-based Release Radar, but the Release Radar where it's pushed out to non-fans. And this is the result. So if we go back to 2015, which is the start of time, we've only got 118 Release Radar plays, and some of those would have gone out originally to some fans. So it's a pretty disappointing result. And you might think that's okay, but actually, if you compare it to the first song I promoted, so the first song was called Your Body. Let's just bring that playlist. Let's bring that all the way back to the top, and you can see that did way better, 560. And I was kind of hoping for the same result for that song, but we didn't get there. We got disappointing result. So in in summary, the actual money that I spent on promoting this song, really I didn't get a great return on investment. What did happen though was this. So you can see here from the start of time, the song's actually got on, apart from these first two algorithmic playlists, it's got on 70 playlists. And I did put this song up Submit Hub, and no one really took the song into their playlist. So this is actually all organic playlists. And what I'm going to do is I've got a spreadsheet here, and I've been tracking the progress of this song, and just further above is Your Body. And I'm just going to type the number of playlists it's on. Okay, and today's statistic on Release Radar is today it's a poultry free, not the best. So you can see here that it's, and by the way, this 60 is just a few days. You can see here the 7th to the 11th of October. I missed a few days because I was quite busy. So you can see here from my statistics, I'm still getting a bit of Release Radar, but not kind of anywhere near what we had with Your Body. And it's still getting some plays. So what this column here is, C, is the amount of plays I've had on per day. It's still in the 50 range, and listeners in the 40 to 50 range. So it's still growing. So actually the end result hasn't been terrible in terms of that the song, if we just have a look at it, it has got 1900 streams, which is not too bad because I stopped the promotion for this around this time, around the 11th of October. Today's the 19th. So since then, people have kept this song on their personal playlists and have continued to play it, which is nice. So not complete waste of money, and I'll explain to you some other things that have happened that have meant that it's not really a big waste of money. So the other thing I do track is my saves. So if we just go here, it started a bit slow, but it got to where I stopped spending the money around here, about 390-ish saves. Then what happened after that is the saves pretty much trickled, and actually the last couple of days it's gone to really bad. So actually what's happened is people have stopped saving the song. So they liked the song before, they pressed the love heart, saved it, and all nice and dandy. And what happened after that is maybe a few people just got annoyed by the song or didn't like it and unclick the save. So now I've got much less saves. What I have here in the yellow, which I think is an important statistic, that's why I've highlighted it, is the listener to save ratio. It's just literally looking at the total listeners for the song, which is here, versus the saves and just work out it's about 51%. So up until the day I did the paid ads, it just kept going up because paid ads do tend to increase your listener save ratio. But then it slowly went down. It didn't go down as fast as Your Body. So if you have a look at the previous song, that one was doing really well. And then I stopped the ads, and then it started, once it got into the algorithmic release radar, which is around this point, the save ratio, you can see the saves are really low. Save ratio started declining. And that's because the people that listen to the playlists are pretty passive listeners. They're not going to save your song. Whereas these guys here, they got an ad, they looked at my landing page, they liked the song, they listened to the song, and then the likelihood is they've done this much that they save the song. So there's more chance of them saving the song. So the other statistic which I think is quite useful, I do record the release radar per day, and it just makes it easier to compare. And then there's this other one here called times people listen. And so this is another statistic where I just look at the, if I just show you this, I look at the total streams divided by total listeners. And actually it's not too bad for my latest song. So people are listening more than 2 times. Okay, so that's not bad. Whereas in the previous song, it was never that high. So you're probably wondering why bother doing all this stuff. Well, the reason I'm bothering is because I'm just trying to get an understanding as to what matters to get a big release radar push, which is like that, versus this, small radar push. So I actually thought that the times people listened was really important. That's why I tracked it, but clearly not important enough. And then I thought the playlist it was on was also important, and clearly not really that important. I mean, maybe it is a bit. So if we look at this period of time here, the 7th of October, this is just before it got the algorithmic release radar. You've got 36 playlists at this point in time, where you've got 1,000 streams, whereas at just before we got the previous song on the algorithmic release radar, we have 41 playlists and 1,300 streams. So it's actually not too different. I thought maybe it did kind of matter, but maybe it doesn't matter that much. Difficult to tell really at this point. So, sorry, I'm not comparing apples with apples. So this is before it went onto release radar. Let's just highlight that in a sort of nice color. And this is when it went to, around here is when it went to the other release radar. So actually, no, I'm wrong. So 34, if we do our math, 34 playlists to 661 streams. It's a higher ratio than something like this, which is 61 and 50. So what that means is maybe it was just on more playlists per streams versus this one. And that's why I recorded this column J. Let's just remove the colors. In column J, I start recording the percentage of playlist listeners per playlist per listener, sorry. And yeah, so there's a difference. So what I mean is, the release radar algorithm is just maths at the end of the day, and I'm just trying to work out what is the math behind the difference in push, why this didn't get such a big push. Now the other thing that I did notice that was different, and that's because of my Facebook ads, is, I'm not sure you can actually see it here. Yes, I think you can. So if we look at as I said, the song's not doing too badly near the end there, but if we look at the source of streams, that's not a problem. It's this bit here that could be a problem. So the top country for this song is Mexico. Now, I'm not the type of guy that says one country is better than another. It's not it's not for me to say, but Mexico is probably not what you would call a green flag country, like not one of the major. It is definitely a big Spotify country, but it could be that the listeners in Mexico don't have paid Spotify subscriptions. And what I mean by that is they listen with ads. So maybe that just doesn't push it out as much as people who are paid. And you can see here the next best results: Germany, United States, Italy, Spain, UK. Pretty poor. I mean, really, really poor. So what I'm going to do for my next Facebook ad, I've already decided, is to market just to the what I call the green flag countries, the countries like Germany, United States, Italy, maybe Spain, UK, France, Netherlands, Switzerland, Poland, maybe Taiwan. Just market to these countries and not market to Mexico. Just did really well in Mexico. What also I think happened is because it started doing well in terms of the result, the algorithm for Facebook Ads Manager pushed it out more and more to Mexico, and I just let it do its stuff because the cost per stream was really low. But actually, thinking about it, I should have been more patient and I should have been more selective. So once again, if we compare it to the result of the previous song, it's a little bit more balanced. I mean, okay, Mexico's still number 1 and Russia's number 2. Russia's definitely not what I would call green flag. But you have more balance about the whole thing. And as I said, I'm going to really just focus on these richer countries where people are more likely to have the paid subscription and get the Spotify algorithm working there. So yeah, all cool. So very good. So that's pretty much it in terms of how this song has gone. So what am I going to do in the future? So basically what's going to happen here is I've stopped. So this is basically going to be the last entry of my spreadsheet for this song. I mean, I might track it in a week or so, but I'm not going to track it every day. Today's the 19th of October, so there'll probably be another result today. But as I said, there's no point now tracking it anymore because it's fizzled out on Release Radar, and it's gone through 2 Fridays. So it's not likely really that anything's going to happen with it. So in the next Friday, because it's already gone through 2 Fridays, and we're talking, this is the last week that it can be on Release Radar as well. So this song basically is finished as far as I'm concerned. And now I am going to, let's just put the title of the song here. The next song is called The Rain. Now I'm going to put a link to the pre-save campaign so you can pre-save the song if you want to listen to it, and I'll actually put a link to the actual song itself in here as well, so you can have a listen to it, and hopefully if you like it you can pre-save the song and support me. So what about The Rain? So The Rain is a song that is upcoming, and I've sung with a nice lady. Her name is Rosebud. Check her out. It's releasing in 5 days. So all of my efforts now are going to promoting this song. But that also isn't going too well. So I watched a Andrew Southworth video, conversion campaigns for DistroKid. DistroKid has some conversion events, and I've been able to set those up. But the results, if we have a look at this one, I've done a couple of campaigns. The results have been pretty poor. I've spent £24 and I got 7 pre-save clicks. I did let it go for a few days. I think it was 3 days, and I stopped it yesterday because it wasn't performing. The algorithm, Facebook was trying really hard, but it just wasn't performing. Done today, I've got a new post boost. What that means is in Facebook, I've got a Facebook post and I've just boosted it. So the problem with this campaign, I've spent a little bit of money, but I started the campaign yesterday. It's not really getting a very big reach. It's not too bad, like 1,288 out of 5,600. That's a pretty good ratio. The cost per result is pretty good. It's not getting any clicks, and it's not because the song's bad, and I don't think it's performing badly. It's just not getting enough reach. It's not enough people are getting. Probably there are not enough people using Facebook. So I don't really know exactly why that's not pushed more. If it was pushed tenfold, if we had say 50,000 reach or 70, 80,000 reach, I might get a few clicks. And if I could get say 10 clicks and spend £5 or £6, then that would be okay. But at this moment, we've spent some money and not getting any clicks. I'm going to let this campaign run for a couple more days until basically the song is out. The actual, you can't hear this because I haven't recorded the audio here, but the actual video isn't bad. I can't actually see it here. Isn't too bad. It's actually a audio of the girl singing the song live, and I loved it when I first saw it. And I think it's doing quite well, but it's just not performing enough, and that's kind of sad. But that's what it is. What it is. So the other thing I'm going to do is when the song does come out in 5 days' time, I will be spending about £10 a day. So if you remember from my first video, I was spending £30 a day and getting some crappy results. But over time, it did go up, and that's probably because of Mexico. But I'm going to do it differently this time. I'm going to spend 10. So what that means is if I get crap results, I won't panic so much and try and change things. So instead of burning through £30, I burn through 10, and I think, well, okay, it's only 10. But then it gives the algorithm a bit of time to work out who wants to save the song and listen to the song. And once that happens, I will then start increasing. So, I know this is the opposite of what everyone says you should do. A lot of people online say you should make sure the first 3 days are the biggest. But I've tried doing that with the pre-save campaign, which isn't really working. Only 13 people have pre-saved this song. I'm hoping you guys can help me out and pre-save, but even if another 20 people did, it still wouldn't really be a big boost. So yeah, I think we need to do things a bit differently next time, but for this song, this is how it's going to go. Now, the other thing I realized, and I did push the song out a while ago, is the 20th of October. If we look at it, you can see the little calendar on the bottom. The 24th of October is a Saturday, and I don't know why I didn't release it on the release Friday, which is when most people release their songs. I don't know why I did that. But it is what it is. So we shall see how that works out. Now, the other thing that I noticed is this is the only release in my upcoming, but I know that there is a remix that I've done that is coming out just a few days after this. I would normally be seeing it here if it had my name, so maybe I'm just a feature rather than a primary artist, which suits me fine because I think Spotify gets confused when you have more than one song out at the same time. So this is absolutely fine that we've got this one song coming out. So the last thing I wanted to show you is audience. So you can see that the listeners and streams, this is this day here, this Friday the 25th of September is I think when I last, let's have a look, paid for ads. So it's obviously done quite well there. And then you've got a couple of songs doing well, and now it's only one, which is my latest song, doing well. So this is all kind of, I don't know, dipping a bit and not doing so well. Obviously the last day it's done okay. So not the greatest. And then in terms of streams, you'll see a very similar pattern. We had 600 streams on that Friday. Similar kind of patterns where really this descent here, it just literally means I haven't spent any money, and this is all natural organic stuff. And I'm very, very thankful that 256 streams happened yesterday without me paying any money. So what I'm hoping to do is, as every release comes out, as I get more fans, this kind of organic stuff does go up, and instead of 200 being normal, 500 becomes normal, and then after that 1,000 becomes normal. Catch my drift. So that's really what we're trying to do. In terms of followers, there's been a bit of, I don't know, nothing special going on. So we had growth here with ads, and you can see, there's a few days where it just was spectacular type of growth. And since I've been doing the ads, we've had quite a lot of, this is actually, it's been more than 28 days, but I've had almost 100 extra followers in the 2 or so months that I've been doing the ads. And then when you stop doing the ads, you kind of flatline a little bit. I actually lost a fan. I lost a fan on the 10th of October, gained another, then a bit of a flatline thing going on, and I've just reached 820. So what I'm expecting on Saturday when my song comes out is it starts climbing again. I'm not expecting a massive change, but maybe 10 to 20 new fans, and each fan is gold dust to me, because each fan gets the song in Release Radar, each fan is more invested, each fan puts their song in their playlist. So it's slow, almost excruciating progress. A couple of things. So one thing that I noticed is, and this is maybe a gambling problem, so I feel like I should be spending money almost every day pushing my music, but as you can see, in terms of the last song, in terms of the results, there's no point pushing anymore, because you're not going to get organic algorithmic playlists. You're not going to get Release Radar, and you're not going to get Discover Weekly for this song. This song is kind of finished. However, there's a few other strategies you can do. So, namely, you can how can I say this? You can do ads just to get more followers. So the way to do that is to get ads to, let me see if this is my landing page here, and for Spotify, and I could just really get ads to this page here, and with the hope that that they just press follow. That's one thing to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's actually not a bad strategy, is to grow the followers. The other thing that you could do is, if I can find it here, somewhere in here, I have a playlist. Here we go. This is my playlist. It's called Electronic Dance and Pop Tracks. It has 269 followers, 59 followers, and the reason it has so many followers is not because the playlist is actually listened to by many people. Those followers are people submitting to my playlist. So a lot of people submit to my playlist because I've got this on a couple of playlist pitching things. But basically the playlist is dead, which isn't, a great thing to admit, but it's the reality of this. So I do have a couple of my songs just sort of scattered indiscreetly in this playlist. And the other thing about the playlist is it's all my favorite songs I love to listen to. So sometimes, I put it on and listen to it. What I don't do, what most curators tend to do, and I don't do this, is change it often. And I think you would need to, for people to really engage with the playlist, it needs to be interesting and be changed. And I don't change it often enough for it to be that engaging. But one strategy that I'm thinking of doing, just to throw more money, but I know it does work because I've seen it work with other artists, is to actually promote the playlist. maybe change the image, maybe make it look a bit more professional, maybe change some of the songs so it's more consistent, then just promote the playlist to get more followers on the playlist. So I've seen playlists, with 5,000 followers, and they might get, if they can get about 100 of those people listening every, few days, that adds up in terms of streams. And then obviously all the people that you like get these streams, but you also get them as well. And if you really want to be bold, you can put your song right at the top, and therefore, that song gets the most streams. But as I said, this is pretty much a dead playlist. So it's two things I'm considering: promoting my fan page, promoting my playlist. But that's pretty much it. So the next video is going to be maybe 2 or 3 days, probably in a week's time, actually, on the Monday, to see how the new song is going. And yeah, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we've got some better news for you. Thanks a lot. See you later.
When you're in love and the rain keeps on falling, and the rain keeps on falling down. When you're in love and the rain keeps on falling, and the rain keeps on falling down.